hon.
Hi.
Okay. Anything going on today? I know you're, how many weeks pregnant are you today?
19 weeks today.
Just, how you feeling? Any pain or any pressure or any tightness?
Very, very tight. Stiff.
Lower
in
back,
general.
whole spine?
Whole spine, kind of, yeah. I was a little sore yesterday and the day before in my neck, but that kind of ceased.
Okay.
Again, but the whole spine is
Just
pretty stiff, yeah.
Okay. On your back for me. Cool. Breathe in deep for me. Exhale. There we go. Breathe in deep for me. Exhale. Good. Breathe in deep for me. I got you. Exhale. Chin down a little bit. All right, stay there for me. Gotcha. Breathe in deep for me. I'll put this leg straight for me for this one. There we go. So let that go straight. Breathe in deep for me, and then exhale. There you go. Let it go. Here we go. Other side for me. Good. Let's go face up for me. This is your third child?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Third little munchkin.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me it's a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so 2 girls now and a boy. All right.
I can feel that in my right.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feel that giant bump there on my right side of my neck. Yeah. Sometimes think of like some of his birth traumas, you know.
Yeah.
The position of our head as we come out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and nobody really checks infants, you know.
What,
Almost
about
all my
100 pounds of pressure that they take on?
Right, well, both my kids were born. Let me turn the adjust first. I got you. There we go. Let it go. There we go. Oh boy, yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got to get this moving. There we go. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Mm-hmm. Relax this right side. Let it go right there. Let it go. There we go. Yeah, I got you. We're gonna massage it. It's just pretty tight. Pretty tight in there. All 3 of my kids, when they were born, they favored turning their head one way. So, hours old, I would lay my baby on my chest and notice that they would turn their head to the right, and then say if I gently turned it to the left, that they would almost pick their head back up and turn it back to the right. You know, they're brand new, they're hours old, yet, you know, they're not in pain, but there's a favoritism, right? They favor turning their head to one side, and, you know, remember that.
Some kind of pressure. Yeah.
Remember the pediatrician coming in and, you know, 10 fingers, 10 toes. He checked the hip sockets, baby's heart's beating, and, you know, $500 later, I was allowed to leave the hospital, right? I'm like, man, I gotta start doing pediatric exams at the hospital. But anyway, but they don't check favoritism, you know, because it's not. There's no problem yet. There's no pain. There's no disease, you know. But there's, to me, all 3 of my children when they were born. And I think it's because the baby's not just sitting in there, especially the last 3 months, they're not just in a fetal position, they're actually rotated. So they're rotated to one side. And imagine if I held you for, you know,
one side for so
for
long,
2 months, you'd be,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Just
like,
sleeping one
Right.
direction.
right, imagine if you were forced to sleep on one side, and then you get put on the other side, and you're like, oh, I'm not used to that. And so the baby really, almost, for a few months near the end, hasn't really turned their body to the other side.
Yeah.
And so they come out favoring whatever side they've been laying towards. And what does that mean? Is that a problem? Well, now, when you put the baby to sleep at a day old or a week old, they continue to sleep on that side, and nobody really evaluates it or thinks anything of it. Maybe that's why they have a ear infection on one side, or maybe that's why they have, you know, gunk coming out of their one eye, you know, and it's a drainage problem. So if the head's tilted to one side, then the lymphatic lines get clogged, and they're not connecting the dots that, you know, these drainage issues, these infection issues in very young children can be addressed and solved by balancing the neck, getting the neck to easily turn both ways with no restrictions. So people ask me, you know, do you adjust your children? I'm like, yeah, right from the get-go. And I think I've adjusted both your children since they were born, and, you know, it's just checking, you know, for misalignments and people are like, well, how could they be misaligned? It's because there's not a lot of space in there.
Oh yeah.
Near the end.
Well, and just imagine them coming out of the small birth canal, and
Right.
they're quite large.
Yeah.
Lots of pressure there. Oh, I think I was adjusted from 2 weeks on when I was born, so keeping that tradition rolling here.
How did your mom? Does she have chiropractic care, or does she just new to? Do you know the story?
No, that we've just grew up in it.
Grew up in it?
Yeah, she didn't really grow up in it,
Okay.
but she did molecular biology and kind of just started leaning towards that holistic lifestyle, and I think she wanted to raise us differently because of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, this left side's all nice and smooth over here, and yeah, that right side, I know.
Yeah, they want you to lay, and my app was like, okay, you should start laying on your left side now because of the main artery. And I'll be like, but
Right,
the artery's
I
on the
know.
back. Like,
Well,
you mean don't lay on my back?
if you're on your back, the uterus is on top of the abdominal aorta. So the
Yeah.
abdominal aorta feeds the iliac and femoral
Uh-huh.
arteries, and then so the circulation to your leg can get impaired.
Oh,
You know,
interesting.
and the because ultimately the uterus actually is supplied by arteries off of the iliac and femoral arteries. So
Oh, okay.
you know, you can kind of, if the weight of the uterus presses down the abdominal aorta, it can. To me, you'd notice. You know, my feet are getting
Yeah,
cold.
yeah.
You know, my feet are turning purple.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just going to be the uterus that's going to be
Sure.
having trouble getting blood. It's going to be the legs, and so if you have lymphatic edema in your legs, and you know, there's obvious circulatory issues. Obviously, the more weight that's on the uterus, you got to be careful. And as the baby gets, you know, to be closer to, how big of your first two kids? How big were they when they were born?
7, 6, and
Mid-7.
7, like 10. Yeah.
Same as my kids when they were born, mid-7. So, yep.
Yeah, no, the only time I'm a side sleeper in general, and the only time I want to lay on my stomach or my back is when I'm like 6 to 8 months pregnant.
Sure.
It's like, really?
Help.
Yep.
There we go. All right, I got you. All right. I know. Yeah, it's just tight up here. There we go. Yeah, right there.
Well, that probably also, all of that probably comes from me clenching at night.
How's your jaw doing?
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah, everything that went away.
Okay.
It's still sore if you rub on it, but it's not hurting away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also got some like minor tinnitus, and I'm like, great. So that also, it came and went.
Jaw a little bit.
Yeah, the lovely bruxism I got with both my other two, but I never had pain, and then this time was like,
Yeah, a little. Actually, the right feels good. This left got.
it was the left that
Yeah.
I was suffering with.
There's a-
It literally went from right to left.
right there is pretty good knot. These are like the pulleys, and so if these muscles up here are tight, then when you open your jaw, this side's going to bind, and so this side will hold, and then the jaw will open up more on the right because this is bound up, right? It's
Okay.
like a lever, so this
Yeah,
side
yeah,
won't give, so this side's going to stay bound up, and then the other side's going to open up more. So to have an even opening jaw, you need both masseter muscles and one to stay tight. You got to release that tension in there. Right there. Just almost gonna see it. Look, see that? You see that in my finger? As I go over it, there's a lump right there. We want to try to work that out of there.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm. You have to compare it to her right side. That's
Yeah, I don't feel anything over there. It's a little tender,
It's-
but not.
very, very smooth. So you're just making this up, Ed. No. Is this smooth?
Yeah, there's like a.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a little person living in there. But real gentle. I got you. It's okay. I'm just gonna go try to loosen this up a little better. I got you. Mm-hmm. Let it go right here, this left side. There we go. Like a couple weekends ago, I cleaned out the garage, swept it out, blew it out, deep cleaned all 3 bathrooms, laundry, floors, kitchen. Carlin comes home. She was less She was less angry with me. I would never say that she was happy. She.
I think I found the one.
It was like a
spot
baseball
missed,
game.
And I was like, what about
Exactly.
that?
It was like a baseball game,
Oh,
and
shoot.
I didn't lose, 10-0. It was just like 2-0. The fans didn't just get up and leave in the 7th inning and go, this is over. We got to get out of here. People stayed till the bottom of the 9th. I still struck out looking, and everybody booed. But, they were like, all you have to do is get one base runner and you can tie this game up, man. It's so close, Ed.
That's funny.
But, I still lost.
Yeah, with my female pregnancies, the hormones are very rampant.
Yeah, I know. I have some pregnant women that come in and I just want to lay face down on the table. Me adjust her? No, I just...
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm serious. It's like, I just want to lay on my belly.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone in one of these rooms for... Can I sleep here?
Yep. Yeah, I wake up, James is a stomach sleeper, and I'm like, man, right now I just could push you out of the bed.
I wish I could be in there.
Yep. I need James to be able to do this right here, though. This is like my favorite.
Sometimes people are watching their spouse get worked on. They're like, are you watching right now?
Exactly. Soften this up a little bit in here. I know. Your muscles are dealing with the frame is getting bigger and hey! I'm not built to be holding all this weight. And quick too.
Right. Transformation, it's a miracle.
So have you adjusted Carlin up until like day of birth? Yeah.
All the way, yeah.
That's
all the
awesome.
way. Yeah. Yeah, if guys had to do it, one guy would give birth, and then that'll be it. And no. We're gonna let the human race go extinct.
Yep.
I think that's it.
Yep. Yeah, that's of late everything has been feeling weird. I can feel the weird transitions, the weight. Well, that's fun.
What are you doing out there, Munch? Wasn't me. Probably some squirrel jumping on the power lines outside. It's like those Allstate, what is it, the Mayhem commercials,
See that one.
I like the one where, I don't know the actor's name, the guy's like in the back seat and they got him in a...
Oh, yeah,
they got him in
Rob Lowe. Or
Is it-
something. I think it's Rob Lowe.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh
They,
my gosh.
they got him in a car seat. They got him in a car seat with a little juice cup and a
Yep.
little bag of Cheerios, and he's going, Mommy! Mommy, 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 mommy! Mommy!
Oh my
And then he
gosh.
throws the sippy cup, and you wonder why you get in a car accident.
Yep.
How did this happen? Well, I had an infant.
Kid in the back.
Kid in the back. Right.
Just throwing stuff,
All right. "48 joints in your chest, a lot of 12 vertebrae, 4 joints at each level, a lot of mouths to feed, and all it takes is a few joints being, upset to ruin your day. And how you keep a joint happy is by mobility, keeping it moving properly, or if it's not moving at all, it feels great. So in between is where the pain is. It's like if it's totally locked, it feels wonderful. Or if it's moving properly, it feels wonderful. Anywhere in between is.
I learned
just-
my
just-
mother-in-law's neck is partially fused in one area, and I actually,
Hmm.
I asked her, I picked her up, I'm like, well, what did it hurt in that, during the interim of it, fusing, and she's like, sure, but I guess not to the extent that I would assume it would hurt, but
Yeah.
it's almost better, I told her,
Right.
that it fused naturally as opposed to going and getting a surgery for it, and that you really didn't have pain, so,
Right.
but yeah, she's got a fused disc, but it doesn't really hurt anymore. It's like, oh, interesting.
Yeah. The body tries to lock down injured
Uh-huh.
areas, and then when it transitions from moving properly, then one argument might be, well, why don't we just fuse everything? And that probably could be a solution, and I
And you wouldn't be
call
able
it
to move.
Right. I mean, you could, I guess. You could lock everything down and don't let anything move. Can't play tennis, can't play golf, can't really move,
Oh.
but that is a possibility. You can't get a cup out of the cupboard, can't pick up your grandkids, but, at least nothing's moving.
You're more likely to definitely get injured that way.
Right. Or whatever part of your back's still working is going to overcompensate.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's like a dead twig that just snaps in half compared to a piece of fresh bamboo
Mm.
that can move. I tell people about the gua sha all the time. They're like, what?
Mhm.
Or cupping. People definitely know more about cupping than the gua sha, but I feel like the gua sha is so magical. Lord forbid you get all of that gunk out. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
I know. There we go, I know.
Oh, the arm. Oh, man. Ah. I just gotta laugh it out so I don't yell it out.
Ribs over here. I know. Not the ribs.
Especially the floating rib. That one
Oh,
always like freaks me
not
out. And then
Not the weak one. Call this off-roading. I'm just going over here checking all these.
I'm like half pickles and half like so weird.
Who did your flower tattoo?
I have a lady on Beneva and Weber. She owns Ink Therapy.
Okay, so Anna, right?
Anna.
Yeah, Ann Thompson,
You
yeah.
know Anna.
Oh, Anna did,
She
okay.
did. I also have a thigh piece, and I think those are the two that she's done. But she's my go-to lady now.
No, she's
But
beautiful.
yeah.
I'm going to change the color of it a little bit here.
That's
There we go.
okay.
I'm teasing. There we go. Make
I
some-
did that as a memorial piece for a friend I lost when I was 10.
Mm.
And it's a violet, and they typically, in I guess ancient cultures, they laid violets on children's graves.
Mm.
So I kind of took that with it, and it also represents like justice and innocence and a few other things. But
Mhm.
I rolled with that, and she helped me work that out. So yeah,
No, it's
Mm.
really pretty.
Thank
No,
you.
Ed's actually showed me some of her work.
she's awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot that's where I met her was here, and then she went to
Mhm.
she brought her kid to the preschool that was next to the school that my kids were going to, which was also pretty cool. So yeah, she's an awesome lady.
It's beautiful.
Right there. This is just the muscles working harder down here. These are attachments on that floating rib. I know your favorite spot, but that's part of why it's getting stiff. Everything's it's overexerting, and then the muscles have to get bigger and stronger, and everything sort of tries to get tight and stiff to compensate. And
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, yeah, all the relaxants you may pumping through, and I'm like, yeah, but it's really not making its way to my back. So everywhere else but my back.
like right there, if you can see that.
Yeah, this time around my breasts have been more I don't want to say worse, because obviously they're
Sore.
Yeah, but like
Mhm.
more sore than the other two, and
Mine too.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, yep.
Feel the difference here? There's
Mhm.
almost nothing on this right side, and then.
Sorry, I've been talking the whole time. Video is going to be two ladies talking. Do you want her to get dressed so we can?
I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you can use
I'm
some
still
of
here,
that.
guys. Hi.
We can edit out.
All the glories of pregnancy. No, it's fine.
All right, we're good. Let's get. If we can get this a little bit looser in here. I know we got it all nice and loosened up now. Just gonna see if I can get a little bit more movement. If I go too much, let me know. Here we go. I got you.
Oh, that might be
All right.
a little bit.
A little bit too much. All right. There we go. Other one.
Mhm.
I got you. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. I got you. There we go. All right. Just gonna hold. There we go. Just keeping this middle back working. Not letting the lower back take all the stress. Doing your stretches as best you can. You know, knees side to side. You know, put the roller, Denneroll right in here, and you know, sort of angle to the side so there's not too much
Mhm.
pressure on the abdominal aorta, and you know, just trying to battle this. And I usually think of it just survival. We got to get through. You know, when is my back going to stop hurting or being tense when we get through the pregnancy? And then you have
Yep.
the
The breastfeeding
shoulders and neck, and
Uh,
then really the next plateau really is when they can climb themselves into the car. You can hold their hands and
oh yeah.
guide them into the car. That's to me the biggest achievement.
Man, CJ was not the worst, but I couldn't breastfeed him in bed, like laying down.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally got the rhythm with Lillian, and it was just like it was heaven. And I'm like,
Mm.
I don't need to hold you, okay?
Right. Calling with the boppy. She's like, "Where's the boppy?"
Yep.
Where is it?
Oh, those are lifesavers.
You're gonna press back right here with your elbow. You're gonna press back, press back, press back. A little bit harder. There we go.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I wonder how this shoulder's gonna go.
I got you. Sort of press back, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. There we go. You gotta hold on and press back. I got you.
Oh, that was nice. That shoulder needed that.
Let me hold your leg. I got you. There we go. Hold on to the table as best you can. Yeah, just grab the table. There you go. I'm gonna tug you this way so that your ankle go. I got you. There, good. Nice. And let that leg go. I know. Yeah, there we go. Let it go. Hold on.
Oh.
Nice. All right, tilt your head to the left a little bit for me. Tilt your head left. There you go. Hold. Hold. Tilt your head left.
I wonder if this will ease my jaw stuff too. Oh yeah, that's sore in there.
I got you. Just tilt to the right.
Oh.
I got you. I know. I got you. Tilt your head. Good. All right. Let's go.
Interesting. I like that. Yeah.